Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Let me just... Light sun, beautiful incense. That's Kamyab again, who, as you know, is doing our music for us for 1001 Nights. So let me just sing. Hi Anita, so lovely to have you here. Hi Rita, so lovely to have you here. We just turned Kamyab down a little bit. See if I can share this again in the normal way, or it won't let me, but we can give it a go. Hi Jihad. I can't. So I'm just going to share it to a random group. So man, if you are online, please feel free to share everything with me. I'm going to move you guys in a little bit. And then actually I am going to read, to begin with tonight, a very, very famous English poem. An absolute classic. It's actually a beautiful poem as well. And it's a little bit apt to what has been happening, or what happened in Vienna last night. So I hope you are all well this evening. I'm going to have to get my fringe cut again. I hope you are all well this evening, and then we're going to have a little bit of a chat with you about what's been going on in Vienna in the last 24 hours. And then, as usual, we will read 1001 Nights for you. And I'm very much looking forward to doing that. Let's see. Hang on. Perfect timing. Thank you, Kamyab, for your beautiful, beautiful music again. I cannot wait until we can present you on some very special evening Kamyab's music that he has created especially for us for 1001 Arabian Nights. I'm back in my living room again and out of my office, and let me see actually if I can... What did I do? What did I do with this poem? What did I do with this poem? See, I had it a minute ago. It's always the way, isn't it? I had it a minute ago. So this is a very classic and very beautiful... Hi, Susan. Hi, Christian. Hi, Christian. Who else is there? Hi, Rita, I've already said. Hi, everybody. Hi, Jihad. Hi, everyone on board. So this is a very, very classic, and very famous British poem. And some of you will definitely recognise it and know it. It's by W.H. Auden, and it's called 12 Songs. Stop all the clocks. Cut off the telephone. prevent the dog from barking with a juicy bone. Silence the pianos, and with muffled drum, bring out the coffin, let the mourners come. Let aeroplanes circle moaning overhead, scribbling on the sky their message, he is dead. Put crepe bows around the white necks of the public doves. Let the traffic policemen wear black cotton gloves. He was my north, my south, my east and west, my working week and my Sunday best. My noon, my midnight, my talk, my song. I thought that love would last forever, and I was wrong. The stars are not wanted now, put out every one. Pack up the moon and dismantle the sun. Pour away the ocean and sweep up the wood, for nothing now can ever come to any good. Of course, that is a poem of deep, deep mourning, and I hope I can speak on behalf of Saman. We did try actually to get online together tonight, but we're not computer geeks, so we unfortunately messed it up a little. Well, I messed it up a little bit and couldn't get it going, and then it became too late. And actually, we have been very, very taken up with the occurrences that happened in Vienna yesterday evening, the very sad occurrences. And luckily for Saman and I, actually, because we were going to meet yesterday evening, because it was the last night before lockdown, and it's Saman's birthday today, so at the end of this we're going to wish her a big happy birthday. And we wanted to meet, and we actually wanted to go to our favourite local coffee house, which is Café Quab, which is in the 1st district and very close to where the shootings happened yesterday evening. And we were talking on the phone, and I had extra letters still to write for work. And I said, oh, I still got some letters to write. And she goes, well, write your letters and then give me a call. So I wrote my letters, and time was getting on. And I just thought, oh, you know, I'll jump in the car and I'll go to Saman's, and then either we decide to drive on together to Café Quab, or we stay locally to her, because where she lives has some nice bars as well. And then I got there, and I was just really tired and really cozy. And the weather yesterday evening in Vienna for early November, it was so beautiful and warm. And what more of a gorgeous way to be able to spend the evening before we were all forced into lockdown again. And I rang on St. Van's doorbell, and she's, oh my God, what are you doing here? You were supposed to call me. We were going to meet at Café Quab. And I looked at her and I went, a phone call. That's typical, isn't it? We have to, can we just go to local and not go anywhere into town today? I'm not feeling going into town today. And she was a little bit disappointed, actually, with Saman, because she had really wanted to go, because we both love Café Quab. The waiters know us both there very well. And it's our favourite haunt for a nice glass of wine and a very chilled out, very Viennese, very calm evening. And we like it very much. In fact, last time we met there, we met with Kamyab, who's going to do our music, as you know, and Saladin, and had a lovely evening with a bunch of Burgtheater actors. And it was just a great evening, and we really loved going there. But I just wasn't in the mood for going into town. I'd found the perfect parking place, which is always a bit difficult in the city of Vienna. And I just said, oh, no, come on, let's stay local. And thank goodness we did, because the shootings happened just down the road from Café Quab. Kamyab actually was in Café Quab yesterday evening and got stuck in there until 1:30 in the morning, when they all finally were let out by the police and helped to get home. I normally park right down towards the Bermuda Triangle, very close to the area. And in fact, there are videos where police were running around in the area where I normally park, going to Café Quab. So we were extremely lucky, extremely lucky that the angels The angels were on our side yesterday evening and had told Joanna, don't go there because you and Saman need to stay safe. So thank you very much, the universe and the angels and everything else. And thank you for Sam and for trusting me and saying, yeah, you're right. And we had a lovely evening as well in this bar just around the corner. We were so extremely, extremely lucky. I cannot tell you how much. And I cannot say anything other than my personal disgust at any form of violence. And I condemn what happened yesterday wholeheartedly. And this is not done in honor or in the name of the Muslim faith. Any kind of violence done by any religious extremist, be it Christian, be it Buddhist, be it Hindu, be it Muslim, whoever it is wrong. That is my personal opinion on it. I am sure most of you will agree, absolutely. And we condemn what happened yesterday evening. I would like to give from me to all the people the policemen. Actually, I came back in the evening and my next door neighbor came running out of his building and I said, and he goes, hi, I've got to rush. And I went, well, where are you rushing to? And he goes, into the city centre. And I said, oh my God, why? And he said, because that's my job. So my neighbor was running towards danger yesterday evening because he works for the army and he was going into the city to make sure that everybody was secure. And I tell you, he was running towards the danger. There was no questioning in his body or anything. And there were two wonderful Muslim gentlemen whose names, unfortunately, I don't know because I just suddenly realized that I wanted to mention them 2 minutes before I was due to go online. And these two wonderful Austrian gentlemen of Turkish background, Muslims, went into the gunshot. They were actually pulling up in their car and they went into the gunfire, and they pulled out a wounded policeman and they helped an old lady who was very confused, who had also walked into the melee. They helped her get away as well. So these are the real heroes, and all the people who offered help to go and pick people up. Saman put on Facebook and offered people that if they needed somewhere to stay for the evening because they couldn't get home, they could come and stay with her. And so all these wonderful people in Vienna who either actually on site, my neighbor running towards danger, and all the lovely people who came together in solidarity and did beautiful things and showed beautiful love in a moment of absolute adversity yesterday. My heart goes out to all of you because you are the true heroes and you are the true keepers of the faith as well. That's it. That's all I wanted to get off my system, everybody. So thank you very much. Luckily, we're all safe. Kamyab's safe and got home. Saman ended talking a long time to him on the phone while he was holed up in Café Quab, and we are very grateful that we are all in good spirits and very safe, and our deepest condolences go out to the families of the victims and, of course, the victims themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to read 1001 Nights, and nothing and nobody could stop us from doing this. This is our first evening back in our second lockdown. If you do like what you hear and you would like to support us, please do so, because there are lots of actors, including ourselves, who need to pay bills at the moment because they have not had jobs in a long time. So if you do have money spare and you would like to support us, we would be very, very grateful for any donation that you can make, which will go towards people's upkeep. And the email address is on the Vienna website. It is, I can tell you now, paypal.me/Vienna Theatre Project, and you don't have to have a PayPal account to transfer a little bit of money to us. Anything goes a long way. Hi, Sarah. Thank you, Saman. No, you're my guardian angel, and somebody else was that guardian angel for me that evening as well. So you are always deep in my heart. So, without further ado, now, and I'm, Saman, going to read the right night, by the way. I checked beforehand. Okay, everybody, so I hope you are all sitting very comfortably. And children, then let us begin with tonight's continuation of that beautiful story about those two people who did not want to marry anybody, but seemed to be finding each other through an Ifrit and an Ifritina. And if any of you have been watching 1001 Nights, you know that when one of those little Ifrits and Ifritinas are involved, they are trouble with a capital T-R-U. Oh wait, I just spelled that wrong. T-R-O-U-B-L-E. Trouble. Ifrits and Ifritinas spell trouble, everybody. So let's hope that this goes very well for our two lovers who are just discovering that they love each other. So let's find out what happens in Now. When it was the 184th night, Scheherazade said, "It hath reached me, O auspicious king, that Kamar al-Zaman said to himself, by Allah, when I see dawn, I will say to my sire, marry me to her, that I may enjoy her. Nor will I let half the day pass ere I possess her and take my fill of her beauty and loveliness." Then he bent over Budur to buss her, whereat the Jinniyah Maimunah trembled and was abashed, and Darnash the Ifrit was like to fly for joy. But as Kamar al-Zaman was about to kiss her upon the mouth, he was ashamed before Allah and turned away his head and averted his face, saying to his heart, "Have patience." Then he took thought a while and said, "I will be patient. Haply my father, when he was wroth with me and sent me to this jail, may have brought my young lady and made her lie by my side to try me with her, and may have charged her not to be readily awakened when I would arouse her, and may have said to her, whatever thing Kamar al-Zaman do to thee, make me ware thereof. Or belike my sire standeth hidden in some stead, whence, being himself unseen, he can see all I do with this young lady, and tomorrow he will scold me and cry, how cometh it that thou sayest I have no mind to marry, and that thou didst kiss and embrace yonder damsel? So I will withhold myself, lest I be ashamed before my sire, and the right and proper thing to do is not to touch her at this present, nor even to look upon her, except to take from her somewhat which shall serve as a token to me and a memorial of her, that some sign may endure between me and her." Then Kamar al-Zaman raised the young lady's hand and took from her little finger a seal ring worth an immense amount of money, for that its bezel was a precious jewel, and around it was graven these couplets: "Count not that I your promises forget, despite the length of your delinquencies. Be generous, O my lord, to me inclining. Haply your mouth and cheeks these lips may kiss. By Allah, ne'er will I relinquish you, or be you will transgress love's boundaries." Then Kamar al-Zaman took the seal ring from the little finger of Queen Budur and set it on his own, then turning his back to her, went to sleep. When Maymunah, the Jinniyah, saw this, she was glad, and said to Danash and Kashkash, "Saw ye how my beloved Kamar al-Zaman bore himself chastely towards this young lady? Verily, this was of the perfection of his good gifts. For observe you twain how he looked on her and noted her beauty and loveliness, and yet embraced her not, neither kissed her, nor put his hand to her, but turned his back and slept." Answered they, "Even so." Thereupon Maymunah changed herself into a flea, and entering into the raiment of Budur, the lover of Danash, crept up her calf and came upon her thigh, and reaching a place for some carrots below her navel, there bit her. Thereupon she opened her eyes, and sitting in the bed, saw a youth lying beside her and breathing heavily in his sleep. The loveliest of Almighty Allah's creatures, with eyes that put to shame the fairest houris of heaven, and a mouth like Solomon's seal, whose water was sweeter to the taste, or more efficacious than a theriac, and lips the colour of coral stone, and cheeks like the blood red anemone. Even as saith one describing him in these couplets, "My mind's withdrawn from Zainab and Nawar, my rosy cheeks that growth of myrtle bear. I love of fawn, a tunic vested boy, and leave the love of bracelet wearing fair. My mate in hall and closet is unlike her that I play with, as at home we pair. O thou who blamest my flight from Hind and Zainab, the cause is clear as dawn uplighting air. Wouldst have me fair, a slave, the thrall of thrall, cribbed, pent, unconfined, behind the bar and wall." Now, when Princess Budur saw him, she was seized by a transport of passion and yearning and longing, and Shahrazad perceived the dawn of day and ceased saying her permitted say. I'm going to finish for tonight, boys and girls, because it has been quite a tiring and exhausting day, being in our first day of lockdown for some of the reasons of yesterday evening, because of COVID, that awful disease that is leading us into some unfortunately very precarious situations. But I do want to play you something, and I have to find it, and it has nothing to do with 1001 Nights, and it has nothing to do with anything going on in our world this moment, apart from it having to do with one person. So, if any of you are listening in, it is Saman's birthday today. And because we were asked not to go outdoors yesterday by the police, and actually Saman did venture out of her apartment, she told me, but all the shops in the city were closed today. They had been advised by the police to stay closed because they were still looking for perpetrators of yesterday's terrible attack. So a lot of the shops were closed. I couldn't go into the city. So Saman and I had a talk yesterday before all this happened about me going in to the city and going around to Saman's again and us maybe having some lunch. But unfortunately, we couldn't do that. So, however, I do have something very special to leave you with this evening. And it is a very Viennese happy birthday to Saman. Hoping she had the best of days despite everything today. Letting us all know that we think of her. If any of you listen in at a later time and date, please do feel free to send Saman your best wishes. And don't forget, if you want to donate something, we'd be very grateful. PayPal me/Vienna Theatre Project. The link is on the Vienna Theatre Project page. And this is especially a Viennese happy birthday for Saman. So this is a shout out to Vienna and a shout out to Saman. They're waltzing. I love it, isn't it great? I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to... So, my name is Joanna Godwin Seidl. I was your host this evening for 1001 Arabian Nights. Saman Shirad will be back with you tomorrow to read 1001 Nights. And wishing her a very happy birthday from me to you. Many blessings. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye, everybody. Good night, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.